Hey guys, and welcome to another video here at the Investing Gambit. Taking a look here at ticker symbol AMC. A little bit of intraday action going on here. You can see it's about 30 minutes till close. You can see here this is the orange line is the VWAP, clearly sitting below that on the day. We have been respecting our daily trend line here. This is our daily trend line from our cup and handle, situation here. So hoping to hold that and hoping that this is just a false break, as we have had a lot of downward pressure on the stock today. Not even just on the stock, but on the whole market. You can see Bitcoin down almost 4%. We got the market sitting just above flat, but the SPY starting to dip red. Not really looking too good on the day for the market. As I heard, I think inflation rate timeline kind of got announced today, so people not reacting to that. Well, it was an update on the inflation rate timeline. We were respecting this $10 line pretty well throughout the day. You can see we bounced off it multiple times here. We had a false break, a engulfing candle back down, and we had another false break, hammer candle straight back into another engulfing candle back down. Wanted to keep us under that $10 line. One theory that there is working towards that $10 mark is why we see that as being possibly the new floor for AMC, as we did previously see the bottom about 2 months ago or so. About 550 was the bottom. Now we're noticing consolidation here, as you can see on the MACD and RSI. We have seen that consolidation period. So we obviously do like to see consolidation, just to know that we are kind of having a lot of bullish sentiment. And one thing that is kind of working towards the theory that they want to keep it at $10 is this max pain theory. What is the max pain theory? Well, max pain theory suggests that the underlying price for the option, or the stock price in simpler terms, will be pinned to a specific price at option's expiration, also known as OPEX. This would inflict the maximum amount of pain in dollar loss to all option holders. So basically, this is saying that by it being pinned around this $9 to $10 range, just maybe above $10, this is where market makers will stand to make the most money off of those option contracts that they sold to you, or to the public. So obviously it would be in their best interest to keep the stock around that $10 mark. So without having a big amount of volume in AMC, with the market being red, we're more likely to see this consolidation if we still have that bullish sentiment, and maybe slightly dropping, which is why we might be underneath this trend line a little bit now. Hopefully we can regain that. It's not as big of a deal. We obviously it matters more if we end the week at around that $10 mark. So obviously we'd like to see this come back up, and hopefully this is just kind of following the broader market, and when the market starts to pick back up, we will see that also in AMC. If we come over here to this is the AMC filings on Fintel. We go over to the ownership tab here. We could check and see, let's refresh this, make sure we have it up to date. Come down here. Okay, so this is as of yesterday. Looks like we got a couple more institutions buying in, this one being 132,000 shares, which is there about $1.3 million. So all these investments coming in from big money seems to be in the last, month and a half, 2 months. And obviously we had a lot of buying around that 550 mark and just above, and there's a lot of big money coming into this stock. So clearly, if they believe in the stock at around this price, there's no reason to not just keep holding. We obviously, that's how we plan to fight back on this, is by just buying and holding the stock. The more that the retail investors hold this stock, the less power that they can really have over us, because there's not going to be as much availability left in this stock, and they have to abuse naked shorting to be able to actually make this come down anymore. Moving forward, we can look into, this is a website called Stonko Tracker. It has AMC and GME on it. It shows a lot of good numbers. We can see what it's trading at on the New York Stock Exchange. We can see when SSR will be triggered during that day. This is obviously a different market. This is actively showing you how many calls will be expiring in the money at $10. This would be another 15,622 shares or contracts in the money. This also will show you the short interest, the availability to short. This is, we can see here, over borrowed shares availability. ETF availability is a sum of the main ETFs with AMC exposure. So this is not every single ETF that has AMC in it, but the main ones. And obviously you can see that this has actually decreased over days. I know this is from earlier today, but this number has decreased quite drastically in the recent days. Down here, there's a lot of good information here. You can see calls versus puts. You can see out of the money, in the money. Obviously, they're making the people with calls hurt a lot more right now, and puts are winning, but the amount is still drastically favoring calls. 166,000 out here with 152,000 already in the money. That's still more than their biggest number here. So clearly the bullish sentiment is still driving this stock, and that is why they are having a problem bringing it down any further. This was up to date, fails to deliver. Obviously these numbers aren't accumulative. Their latest day will show the amount owed previously end on that day. So this is the up-to-date number, 31,000, but there has been ways that they have abused through call options that have actually allowed them to hide this number. So I wouldn't really take this number too much to heart, because they have found many ways to manipulate the numbers and hide it from the public. Coming over here to this tab here, we have Saudi cinema screens reopen on April 18th with Black Panther. Saudi Arabia's first cinema in more than 35 years will open on 18th of April, showing the action movie Black Panther. It is part of a deal done with the world's biggest cinema chain, AMC. I can leave this article in the description below. It's a really good read. Basically, this could help move the stock, help it have another good catalyst for it moving forward in the stock market. So I think with how many good catalysts are coming out for AMC, and with these recent drops all the way from 11 down to 10 again, I think it's kind of helped strengthen the stock, just because people that maybe are a little more shaky would sell out at this point because of how much it's moving up and down. So they don't want to be in the stock because they need the money, or they just can't take it moving up and down like this. But if you can handle the ups and downs and you just hold straight through it, I think eventually we will come out on top on this one. Moving on to the SEC regulatory filings. Obviously, there was an update today. I saw on Discord about possibly the DTCC maybe having their 801 regulatory rule here actually being passed by the SEC, but we would see that here. So I just wanted to clear up any misinformation that was cleared, because to my knowledge that has not been the case, and I do not think the SEC has approved it yet. So coming back to AMC chart, we're just about 20 minutes away from closing here. Hopefully going to see that reversal. Looks like we might be seeing that retest come back up into the not oversold territory anymore, and maybe we could potentially test the VWAP going into closing. Hopefully we'll see that. Um, Obviously, if you want me to go over my indicators here, this is the VWAP that I have here. These green lines, the top and bottom here represent oversold, and overbought territory, as well as the VWAP. And the VWAP for the day is basically just the average at which anyone who bought in the stock today would be roughly holding. So you can see that today might be a day where you would be slightly down, but overall the stock is up. If we come down here, the past month we're still up 7%. In the past 3 months we're still up 400%. So it's really important to look at the big picture when you're trying to take into account ups and downs. So overall, we're still moving in the right direction, and with the market bleeding like this, I think this will only strengthen AMC moving forward. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe and like, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.